Will the graduates please remain standing, and will our guests please rise as Ames alum and music instructor Dion Duran performs the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Good evening, guests and honored graduates. Welcome to the 2022 commencement ceremony for Ames Community College, our 55th graduation ceremony. I am Sarah Sharp, member of the class of 2022 and president of both Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the Rad Tech Club here at Ames. Tonight, I have the honor of being your MC. As your MC, I'm going to briefly move into flight attendant mode to make sure that whether you are here in the Miller Auditorium or up in the ballrooms, you are aware of the exit doors either behind or to the side of you. We'll skip the talk about oxygen masks and flotation device. And sorry, no peanuts or ice drinks. Tonight, we're doing something much more fun than all of that. The theme for this year's commencement is printed on the front of today's program. The road to success begins with an open door. This quote is so relevant today as we sit in this beautiful new auditorium for the first ever commencement ceremony in this space. Not only has Ames opened doors into our collective futures, this Welcome and Event Center represents open doors to new and prospective students, as well as our community. I hope you will join me in reflecting this theme throughout tonight's ceremony. I would like to welcome students and their families. Thank you for joining us. I would also like to recognize some groups of special people here today. Would all of the Ames faculty members in attendance in the auditorium or the ballrooms please raise or stand to be recognized? Thank you. Would all of the Ames staff in attendance in the auditorium or ballrooms please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? Thank you. Would all of our community members, donors, elected officials, alums, administrators, and friends of Ames Community College in the auditorium or ballrooms please stand or raise your hands to be recognized? Thank you. Next, I will introduce our dignitaries sitting on stage. Please stand when your name is read. Audience, please hold your applause until the end. The Board of Trustees, Lyle Oxinger, Board Chair. Mark Hout, Treasurer. Dr. Jean O'Hara, Secretary. Marilyn Schock, Board Member. Foundation Board President, Diane Holmberg. Name Reader, Azanet Rodriguez. Commencement Speaker, Ricardo Avalos Torres. Administrator, Dr. Russ Rothamer, Executive Vice President. And finally, the President of Ames Community College, whom you will hear from shortly, Dr. Leah Bornstein. Leading our processional today and carrying the college mace, which symbolizes the establishment of our institution in 1967 and represents the academic mission of excellence that is embraced by all faculty, are our Grand Marshals, Amy McFarland, Professor of Agriculture and Associated Students of Ames Community College, Full-Time Faculty of the Year, and Dr. Karen Scarpella, standing in for Douglas Gratton, Instructor of Behavioral Sciences, and Ames Faculty Association Part-Time Faculty of the Year. Thank you. I will now welcome the President of Ames Community College, Dr. Leah L. Bornstein, to the podium. Dr. Bornstein originally hails from New England, where she received her Associate and Bachelor of Arts degrees from Bradford College in Massachusetts, and her Master of Education from the University of Vermont. She received her Doctorate in Communication and Higher Education Leadership from the University of Denver. Her career and passion for travel has taken her to over 45 countries globally. Please join me in welcoming the 6th President of Ames Community College, Dr. Leah Bornstein.
Good evening. Let's try that again. Good evening. All right, that's nice to hear. There are people out there. Before I begin formal remarks, I'd like to reintroduce you to Sarah, who is far too modest in her introduction. Sarah is a San Diego native who enjoyed spending time at the beach and surfing. Her love of animals developed into her first career as a vet tech, and needing a new adventure, she packed up her pets and moved to Colorado in 2017. After a decade in the vet field, Sarah began working as a radiology technician. It was during this time that Sarah fell in love with the imaging field and found the Rad Tech program at Ames. The fall of 2020 was a new beginning for Sarah. She started her program, became an officer of the Rad Tech Club, joined Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and took the role of their public relations officer. In the fall of 2021, Sarah became the president of both student organizations. She has worked hard to increase awareness of addiction and cancer during her time at Ames by working with Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. Her goal is to improve the lives of students and the community by improving access to the physical and mental health resources that we all have. Sarah was named to the 2021 Phi Theta Kappa All Colorado Academic Team, which recognizes high-achieving college students. Just yesterday, Sarah received the highly coveted Ames Community College 2022 Distinguished Scholar Award for Academic Excellence. Sarah will continue her journey by earning her master's in radiology, and tonight, Sarah graduates summa cum laude, and thank you for serving as our MC on this wonderful day. Now, Ames Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, staff, alumni, families, and friends, let's give a huge round of applause to the Ames Community College class of 2022. Graduates, I hope you know just how proud all of us are of your accomplishments. You made it here today because of your hard work, because of your talent. You made it here because of your drive. Despite the uncertainty and the struggles of the world, despite the demands of family, work, and all the rest of what we deal with day to day, you saw it through to reach this milestone. Today is a celebration of your commitment to your growth as a person, as a professional, and as a valuable member of the community. You took the time and exerted the energy to learn, build new skills, improve your life and the lives of those around you. And that is something to be commended. If you can think back for a moment, think about what led you to Ames. Each of your stories are different, but the one thing you have in common is that you saw an open door and seized the chance to walk through. That is the theme of our celebration today. The road to success begins with an open door. When you made the choice to come to Ames, you saw an open door to opportunity, to a career path. And look where it led you, here to graduation day. But today is only one stop along your road to success. In fact, a lot of new doors open today. This celebration we call commencement is just the beginning of a lifelong journey of continuous growth. If you think of opportunities like doors, you will realize they are tucked away everywhere you look. The trick is knowing how to spot them and finding the key to open them. It will take an open mind, a willingness to keep exploring, and a drive to keep gathering knowledge. But I'm certain you have all the abilities to do that and so much more. On behalf of the entire college, I want to express that we are honored to have been part of your educational journey. I also want to remind you that we'll be here for you well after you venture out to your next endeavors, your journeys to the next doors that await you. As you graduate today, we now welcome you as our new alumni. You join the ranks of many before you who continue to shape and influence our community. We believe in your ability to make a positive difference in our world, and we stand behind you as you go forward. Congratulations again. I now have the honor of presenting the 2022 President's Medallion. The President's Medallion is a discretionary award and so named because it is a smaller replica of the medallion that the Ames president wears in formal ceremonies, which is the seal of the college. The President's Medallion is the highest student honor which recognizes a graduate who has made outstanding contributions to Ames, exhibited exemplary leadership, achieved outstanding scholarship, and has had significant impact on those around them through service and as a role model. So, the recipient has been a surprise until now. No one knows it, not even staff, no faculty, just me. So. And when I mention this person's name, that person will be coming up to stage, and I'll tell you a little bit about this person as this person walks up. Would Jessica Riley please join me at the podium? As Jessica is making her long trek up here, I'll tell you a little bit about her. Jessica is graduating with her Associates of Applied Science in Nursing and holds a grade point average of 3.5 or higher. She is the 8th of 10 siblings and the first to attend college. During her time at Ames, Jessica has held student leadership positions in both the Ames Nursing Association and Catalyst, and has set a strong example with her volunteerism, both at Ames and personally. Habitat for Humanity, Adopt a Family at Christmas, food and care item collection at church, clothing donations, and Weld County Food Bank, just to name a few. When asked about her experience at Ames, she stated, quote, "The level of instruction and support has been the highest quality. I have felt 110% supported through the entire journey." Another one of her quotes, "Being a student at Ames has been utterly amazing and life-changing. I have gained a new way of thinking, learned the importance of hard work, resiliency, and perseverance, despite what obstacles cross my path." She continued by saying, "When I started at Ames, I promised myself I would get engaged, and it has made all the difference for me. I have a heart for service, and that is also what being a nurse is all about." Congratulations, Jessica. I'm going to give you this. We can try to get it over your cap. It's not happening? Okay, so we'll do it that way. Is there anything you'd like to say?
No.
Okay, then that's fine. That's okay, then go ahead. That's fine.
It is now my pleasure to introduce a student who lives by the college tagline, "All In." Ricardo Aviles Torres is our commencement speaker this evening. You will soon hear exactly how Ricardo has been all in on his college journey. In fact, he has been highlighted in several college publications because of his engagement on the Ames Fort Lupton campus. Ricardo has also taken his story on the road. Most recently at the National Western Stock Show, from whom he earned a scholarship and shared his story with hundreds of folks at a recent event honoring him and those who keep the stock show running every year. Ricardo is all into community. He is the first in his family to go to college. His supporters are far and wide, both within and outside of the college's walls. And he is all into scholarship. Just yesterday, he was one of only 7 students awarded the Ames Community College 2022 Distinguished Scholar Emerging Leader Award. Tonight, Ricardo will receive his Associate of Science in Soil and Crop Sciences. He plans to transfer to Colorado State University this fall. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished student speaker, Ricardo Aviles Torres.
Maestros, amigos, familiares y padres, bienvenidos a la graduación de Ames año 2022. ¡Lo hicimos! Teachers, parents, and friends of friends, welcome to Ames graduation of 2022. We made it! The road to success begins with an open door. The world needs your talents, passion, and enthusiasm now more than ever. Ames Community College is that foundation we could build upon. Yo soy hijo de 2 papás muy excelentes. Mi papá es de Michoacán y mi mamá es de Jalisco. Han estado juntos ya por 37 años. I am the son of 2 amazing parents that have been together for about 37 years. My dad is a roof loader and a semi-driver, providing for all the bills, food, and daily essentials. He never misses a day of work and is always there when you need him. He just does not realize it. And my beautiful mother, the lady who taught me how to be ambitious for something, she cleans houses. I still remember she would clean 2, 3 huge houses down in Highlands Ranch, sometimes all by herself. After that long day of work, she would have enough money for us to spend and go on adventures the rest of the week. Without her knowing, she was teaching me all those years, so many valuable lessons. I work hard for something, no matter the ups and downs, and the reward at the end is priceless. Thank you. I love you both for such valuable knowledge and skills you have instilled in me. Use this moment to think about the people in your life who taught you those valuable lessons you needed to learn in order to be in this exact moment. Teachers, parents, and those who we hold dearest to us, let us all give them a round of applause. Let's get hands-on. I came to Ames for soil and crop science. I did not know this coming in. Sitting in that soil class at Ames and listening to the instructor, wow, it was another world within our world. Soil. I wanted to learn more and know how I could help. This led me down the best journey of my life. I was able to meet so many amazing people. And through Ames, I was able to find a job at this plant nursery. Working in this nursery is where I was able to put my textbook knowledge to the test. Dream come true. Because reading about it is way different than doing it. Doing it is a lot harder. I could deal with the heat. It's the little blood-sucking mosquitoes that get me. The price to pay, because I still enjoy doing the work. Something about being able to raise a living thing that does not stink or talk back to you. Even though plants talk to me a little bit now. I agree college is hard. It took me 3 years at Ames. Reflecting on those 3 years, I do not know where that time went. It felt like it just flew by. One step at a time, and do not give up. Please do not stop here. Especially now that life seems to be getting back into the rhythm of things. You make a difference. We just got done with community college, a head start already. Keep moving forward. Do it now while we still have the energy and will to deal with the struggle before we get sluggish and it gets harder to finish the tasks. Just as doors were opened for us, we must continue the cycle and believe in others. Open the door. Reflect on what you have achieved and how you got here. Switching to online class, mask mandates, a class getting dropped because you got COVID and missed 2 weeks of information. It was easy to slip into a negative mindset and forget our triumphs. Not today. We will honor this moment because in the midst of it all, we continue to persevere. All that hard work our teachers and loved ones have taught us to put into our work, we will be able to prove to them we did it. Nos lo propusimos y lo logramos. The door has been opened for us. Let's not wait any longer. Let us race through it.
Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Ricardo, for that wonderful speech. You will notice many graduates wearing red, white, and blue cords. These are graduates who are U.S. military veterans. With those wearing these red, white, and blue cords, please stand or raise your hand to be recognized. We thank you for your service. You will also notice graduates wearing tassels, cords, stoles, and medallions representing Phi Theta Kappa, the 2-year Academic Honor Society, the National Society for Leadership and Success, the English Honor Society, the Veterans National Honor Society Salute, and High Academic Achievement. Will these members wearing honors please stand or raise your hands to be recognized? Thank you. Would Dr. Bornstein join me at the podium?
This year, the college and District 6 have the opportunity to celebrate the 5th graduating class of the Ames Community College and Greeley School District 6 Early College Academy. The Early College Academy is a collaborative design and structured blend of high school and college curriculum, allowing students the opportunity to complete their high school diploma and Associate of Arts degree simultaneously. Would the graduates of Early College Academy please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? Okay. Now we move to the portion of the ceremony dedicated to conferring of degrees. As you may know, Ames Community College is governed by an elected 5-member board of trustees. All degree and certificate programs are approved by the Colorado State Board for Community Colleges and Occupational Education and the Colorado Commission on Higher Education. Chair Oxiger, would you please come forward to deliver the authorization?
Thank you, Dr. Bornstein. By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees for Ames Community College, and as the representative of that board, I hereby authorize you, Dr. Leah L. Bornstein, to confer on these graduates the appropriate degrees and certificates as recommended by the faculty at Ames Community College.
The following students have successfully completed the requirements for an Associates of Arts degree, Associates of Applied Science degree, Associates of Science degree, Associates of General Studies degree, or program certificates. As we read your name, please come forward to receive your degree or certificate. As we announce the names of the graduates and degrees and certificates they are receiving, we will also recognize those that qualify for honors. Students graduating with a degree who have completed a letter 30 letter-graded credits at Ames and whose GPA is above 3.5 will be receiving Latin honors. Students graduating with a certificate who have completed at least 15 letter-graded credits at Ames and whose GPA is above 3.5 will be receiving honors or high honors. Cristina Garcia. Alexa Ibarra Aguilar. Elena Aide Madrano. Rosalba Briseida Tapia. Monique Reina Carrillo. Deborah Esch, high honors. Josh Andrew Kaplains. Jocelyn Viviana Hilario Vizcarra. Ashlyn Brooke Mallory. Alexis Grace Cook. Mackenzie Joe Barrett. Kira Joanne Wolfgo. Graceline Alexander. Alani Carrillo. Mackenzie Lynn Hall. Danica Valderrama. Shaylee Nicole Daring. Giovanna Teresa Strainley. Alicia Ramirez Klonginger. Alejandra Valeria Hernández López. Audrey Ellen Brown. Alexis Alvarado. Lluvia Gabriela Jiménez. Rachel Marian Drayling. Ale Gabriela Ramírez. Nayeli Rascón. Ian Gardner. Right? Steve Allen King Honors. Timothy Hollis, summa cum laude, high honors. Sarah Boyminster, magna cum laude. Araya Atkins. Oh gosh, say it again. Dustin Iolani Kenzie Mogg, honors. Marisa Michelle Cordona. Courtney Vera Bennett, summa cum laude, high honors. Sierra Jessica Jasso. Abby Rose Gonzalez. Catherine Morales. Aide Judy Mazarriegos Rodriguez. Abigail Marie Edmond. Whitney Danielle Mireles. Peyton Janelle Chavez. Jackie Alvarez Cordillo. Caitlin Tiffany Garman. Chloe Marie Mahi. Yano. Eve Lynette Armstrong. Honors. Peyton Breyer Bays. Tegan Kane Marsh. Sandra Gomez Mendiola. Sabrina Medina, high honors. Kylie Michelle Woodhull. Extra Lorraine Romero. Anthony Carlton Hernandez, magna cum laude, high honors. Juan Adair Campos Sosa. Rolando Navarro, honors. Alicia Victoria Duran. Bianca Janet Hernández Vázquez. Anissa Nicole Rogish. Lauren Tyler Clear, cum laude. Chloe Ann Garcia. Morgan Page White. Samantha Irene Dodge. Daisy Barraza, cum laude. Beatriz Alejandra Parada. Heather Leah Rush. Angie Marie Pruitt Glamour. Yesenia Guadalupe Casas Ramirez, honors. Jasmine Casas. Karen Areli de Santiago Torres. Lizzie Ortiz. Jamie Lee Newland. Elizabeth Hope Young. Mayra Lisette Chavira. Maya de Hoyos, honors. Adela Medina. Felicidades. Ana Isabel Correa, cum laude. Lisa Davis. Amber Lee Mason, summa cum laude. Cameron Marie Ivy, magna cum laude. Tiffany Amber Fulton. Larry Keith Morgan, cum laude. Ilaya Cassie Standback. Danielle Robin Wilson, honors. Briseida M. Valdez. Madison Tyler Pierce. ID Taylor Hood, high honors. Hannah Marie Pineda. Elia Marie Garcia. Kaya Beth Grant. Josie Irene Russell. Natalie Elise McGirl. Audrey Pamela Loya. Eric Crespo. Michael Dominguez. Chelsea Code. Samantha Cook. You're good. Jacqueline Bonilla. Hugo Lopez Jr., magna cum laude honors. Caitlin Marie Walker, magna cum laude. Stephanie Hendrickson, magna cum laude. Colleen Fashlots, magna cum laude. Angela Marie Durant, magna cum laude. Sandra Michelle Morrissey. Jamie T. Cifuentes, magna cum laude. Kaylin and Annie Drake. Wendy Wildridge, magna cum laude. Brianne Charlotte Wilmore. Bryce Pearson, cum laude honors. Andrew Mugg, magna cum laude. Carlos Rail. April Pa. Dennis Gonzalo Garcia. Michaela Bethany DeYoung, cum laude. Jessica C. Riley, cum laude. Lara Addison Booth. Linda Cristal Lopez Navarro, honors. Anailín Almanza. Yesenia Cristal Cantú. Alice Rose Engel. Chris Alexander Hernandez, magna cum laude honors. Alexa Williams. Brittany Angela Gonzalez. Juanita Cubillo. Sarah Isabella Trent. Rodolfo Castro. Alexander Jackson Jacob. Ty Wood. Crystal Pearl Serna. Marsha Marie Bainsner, summa cum laude. Kendall Bruden. Peyton Lene Slanton, magna cum laude. Amanda Furman. Elizabeth Rose Stapp, magna cum laude. Janaí Cerrillo Tapia. Brandon Ratliff, cum laude. Zandra D. Flores. Aileen Christina Beecher. Haley. Geneva Marie Cruz. Alia Lee Mendez Cardenas. Angélica Ortega. Ricardo Ábalos Torres. Miguel Vargas Jr. Josiah James Stoddard. Danny Gerardo Barrera Jr. Angélica Díaz Patricio, magna cum laude honors. Melanie Olivas Rivera, honors. Vicky Ortiz, high honors. Anaí Mota Gutierrez. Vicky Cruz Navejas, high honors. Carrie Lynn Grissom. Quentin Alexander Stoddard, honors. Jassy Marie Brazil. Andrea Rincón. Brianna Mendoza Olivas. Jacqueline Cruz Bencomo. Sofía Stephanie Onsueda. Pamela Gutierrez Soto. Diana Alba. Aubrey Carolyn Humphrey. Emily Grace Gelati. Natalie Isel Pintones de la Cruz. Jacqueline Soto. Jessica Lee Ditter, honors. Jaden May Delmore. Jocelyn Thompson. Thomas Armstrong Benton, summa cum laude. Tara Lynn Miller, summa cum laude. Melissa Terriot, summa cum laude. John E. Roccaforti, magna cum laude. Sarah Diane Sharp, summa cum laude. LaDonna Janae Tanner, summa cum laude. Sierra Nicole Gilson, magna cum laude. Nicole Renee Mas. Bethany Ann Childs, magna cum laude. Melinda Flesher, summa cum laude.
All right, the moment you've been waiting for as they get back to their seats. By the authority granted to me by the state of Colorado and the Board of Trustees of Ames Community College, I hereby confer upon you all rights and privileges associated with your earned degree or certificate. As is the tradition, please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to your left, signifying your academic rite of passage. Congratulations.
Please join me in welcoming the president of the Ames College Foundation, Diane Holmberg, who would like to congratulate us on our success.
Thank you, Sarah. It is truly an honor to be part of your 2022 commencement celebration, especially here in the new Miller Auditorium. On behalf of the Ames Foundation Board and staff, I congratulate each of you on your accomplishments. A door is a movable structure used for opening. There are many types of doors: louvered, Dutch, pocket, sliding, French, barn, revolving, and even doors for our pets. There was a television game show based on doors. What's behind door number 1? I even wrote an 8th grade English paper titled Life of a Door. Not a single day passes that we don't use a door. As a student, each of you has walked through many doors on the Ames campuses as you have attended classes, met friends, enjoyed lunch or a cup of coffee, or studied at the library. Elizabeth Taylor once said, "I feel very adventurous. There are so many doors to be opened, and I am not afraid to look behind them." The Ames Foundation board members and our generous donors believe in student achievement. We are encouraged when you, as students, are able to realize your goals as evidenced by the diplomas and certificates you have received today. As you continue on the road to success, please stay connected to the many individuals at Ames who have been instrumental in preparing you to open the many doors that are before you. Actively participate as alumni. Attend alumni activities whenever possible. Help fund scholarships. Encourage others to attend Ames by sharing your story. Volunteer. Get involved with your communities. Again, congratulations to each one of you. As Daniel Keyes, who wrote Flowers for Algernon, said, "There are so many doors to open. I am impatient to begin."
Thank you, Ms. Holmberg. The focus of our ceremony has been to celebrate the successes of Ames Community College's newest alumni, us. Let us now recognize those who have generously given so much help and support. We know how critical it is to have the unconditional encouragement of our families, friends, classmates, spouses and partners, and coworkers, and how these individuals have helped make our achievements possible. New alums, please join me in recognizing our loved ones. Before we close, I would like to express our thanks to the staff and faculty members who have worked so hard to make this such a special occasion for all of us. And a very special thank you to our speakers. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and words of inspiration. I would also like to recognize and thank our interpreters for tonight's ceremony. I am happy to announce that this year's commencement ceremony is live streaming right now on Ames's website. In addition, the ceremony will be available on the college's YouTube channel within a week. This is a great opportunity for us to see ourselves as well as share with friends and family who were unable to be here today. Families and friends, please meet your graduate in the lobby after the recessional. Graduates, you will be ushered out by row when called. This concludes our 2022 commencement ceremony. Please drive safely, and again, thank you for coming. We did it!